Okay, here we go. After Party 43. This one we get to talk about 4 episodes.
Hot damn.
Session 127, Flirting 101. One of my favorite moments in that. 128, Above His Station. 129, New Connection. And 130, Ritual of Catharsis. Pretty, lot of stuff going on in these 4.
A bit.
Heck yes.
Mm-hmm.
Starting this is basically the ship journey. And when we get to Pisces. So I think it starts out with Shakara talking about her plans.
Yeah, I had a little conversation with the assassinators.
Yeah.
About
The assassinators.
what needed to be done and how to do it. And then I immediately ran to you guys and told you everything that we talked about.
The moment Shakara came and told us plans to help them escape is when I started trusting her again. I think until then I didn't know where she stood. That's all I wanted to say. But then on top of that, it was interesting that Mia was completely in the dark to anything Shakara planned. Shaft seemed to have his own plan or ideas. And then Mia, Miss in the Dark, comes up with the best plan. I remember Britt saying, best plan yet.
And what was
in
your
our
plan?
Discord. To make people invisible. And there's no need to throw a show in front of the Paladins and fake kill them or, like, get them to shore and go to Dorset Salvage. None of that.
It was the best of plans. It was the blurst of plans.
Brought upon the episode title, that's for sure.
Yeah. I will say, though, I think probably in the long run it would have been better. The assassinators did believe the elders were dead.
That's true. It kind of ties things up a bit more neatly,
Right.
but
It would have been difficult to pull off, I think.
yeah, I agree. That's what I was going to say. It would have had a better final result, but would have been a lot more challenging.
I just want to say to everyone out there, you're welcome.
Well, thank you.
I thought it was very well executed by all parties. Shakara, you can fake sleep like nobody, I tell you.
I mean, to be truthful, like, you edited that down pretty well.
Aggressively.
I think it was aggressively edited.
I always aggressively edit the 4 of you.
We did what we
Sort
did
of
best,
necessary.
which is talk in circles for a really long time.
I mean, there was a bit of editing, but it's not like it was a really long. I didn't cut out 30 minutes of the 4 of you arguing.
30 minutes of, like,
It was like
sighs.
29 and a half.
Yeah. 27.
So we're getting better,
Maybe.
that's what you're saying.
That's right, you're improving.
Baby
There's
steps.
hope.
Little improvements.
You know, fraying the rope. Shaft had his
great.
like, you know, fraying the rope
That was a
and,
good
like,
idea.
lying and distracting, and Shakara had, like, the deniability of being in the bunk room all night. You know, it worked out. The long Shaft pee was pretty good too. I mean,
Don't encourage that kind of behavior.
Well, yeah. That's what you do every time you get up. That was plausible deniability there. I mean, I wouldn't do that unless I just woke up, right?
obviously,
So where do you think they're going? Where do you think they're off to, the elders?
Meet the Wonderful Wizard of Oz. I don't know.
so wherever Statdorf is.
I mean, I like that answer.
The island of misfit NPCs. So,
I would love to go visit that island sometime.
Yeah.
Bet it's a great place.
Whole colony there now.
It's not all that cracked up to be really like. It's not as great as you think it is.
Well, they probably went south. I would not think they would go back to Heraklion.
I would hope not.
Yeah. I agree. They likely went south along the coast somewhere, is what I think is probably the most likely thing. It's what I
They
would
know
do.
about the Neogi, right? So you would assume they're not, like, paddling to go north by the mountains and
Right.
all that.
And gravity naturally pulls water south anyway.
Everything
so they're
goes
going with
south,
the current.
Yeah,
Sure.
exactly.
Even in Aspara.
Yeah.
Of course,
Science.
the southern currents, like obviously.
Yeah.
That's right.
The southern Gulf Stream.
Surely you've heard of the southern currents.
So I mean, they're probably going to just end up in Port Randus then. That's not that far.
No.
Should be easy for the assassinators to find.
Yeah, I'll catch up
They could
quickly. No
choose to
problem.
land off coast from a city. Like, they don't have to land at a port.
Yeah, I think if it were me, I wouldn't land anywhere populated. I'd just run the boat aground in the middle of nowhere and just wander.
And then burn it.
Yeah, burn it.
Get rid of the evidence.
Send up a smoke signal.
Bury it.
Well, I think we said they've never been on the mainland before, and they don't know anybody. So
True.
we sort of just send them to a slow death rather than
Yes.
instant death.
Hopefully not
Well-
overly painful.
Just like in Survivor, they have a chance now. You know,
I mean,
like the fittest survive.
Tenchi's good. He's a survivor. He's good at blending in and making do. Right?
All right, all right.
Right?
I mean, Hef can
Yeah,
find
he's
work
good.
anywhere.
Yeah.
That's true.
He might have to change his name. What would his new name be? Jeff? Jeff.
Americanize his name a little bit.
It's so good. Jeff.
It'd be Jeff Y'all.
Yes, Jeff Y'all. Instead of Pepe. That's brilliant. How do you pronounce Jeff if you're French?
Geoff. I don't know.
I don't know, come to think of it. Anyway.
There probably isn't.
You'll have to
Doesn't
ask
exist.
Jacques, I guess.
Yeah.
Next time you see him.
Joff.
Jack.
Joff.
Jack.
Jeez.
Do we want to talk about the flirting and how topaz is Arnie's favorite color?
Yeah,
That was pretty good.
I
That
mean, you
was
knew
pretty good.
Arnie was going to be Arnie, right? As soon as you said it. You knew.
Oh, yeah. I pulled a shaft. I learned from the best. It's like, all right, Arnie. I did Google some pickup lines. I think I Googled paladin pickup lines specifically. So that's where I got the, like, let's slip into something with a lower armor class. That's where I got that one.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I didn't come up with that on the spot. I'm not that fly.
Well, poor Arnie. I mean, you're on the boat. You know, nice. It was a beautiful night, if I remember right. I mean, not a cloud in the sky, right?
Yep.
And how often
yeah.
is that in Aspara?
Especially out at sea.
Exactly. So, you know, I could see the light shining in your pupilless eyes and how he could just get, you know, turned on and then he found out you were
I know, it looked like 2 of Aspara's full moons at night.
there you go.
Talking about
I'm
your
talking about my eyes. Talking about my eyes.
Yeah.
I knew Bill was going to say that. I had my armor on. Gosh.
And he takes the blame for everything too. So in the end, you know, what did he learn out of this whole experience?
He got totally roasted.
Don't trust
Check
a
the
woman with
ropes.
topaz eyes.
That's right.
Check the ropes.
I like to think that out there somewhere, Thunder McScruggins is very happy that we used his image again. And, you know.
Yeah, you think
Yeah,
he
that
just,
was
like, felt it? Like he got, like, goose flesh?
Mm-hmm.
He
think he's actually
"Ooh,
still
baboon,
alive?"
Do you feel that too?
Yeah, he's still alive.
Yeah.
He was on the ship when they were attacked.
He's fine.
Didn't he made it to the island of misfit NPCs? I'm
He's
pretty sure.
resilient. He can jump on the back of a baboon and go anywhere he needs to.
Exactly.
He just fought in March Madness. He couldn't do that dead. Come on.
And then we had the boat, the little getting off the boat experience with the rowboats. That was interesting. Little Shakara.
It was very interesting.
What? I don't know what you're talking about.
I didn't see it going that
Smacking
way.
him on the head with the oar.
Yeah, another oaring.
Yeah.
Yes. Well, like, a little behind the scenes, right? Like, before we did the get off the boat scenes, it was like, what are our ACs? What is all this? Like, what are you got all your, like, character sheet figured out? Like, I don't know. It felt like we were preparing for a battle of some sort, and then that happened.
Yeah, I was convinced that we were going to get attacked on the water.
I
Attacked by
think he
what?
was just trying
Attacked
to
by
figure
the-
out who was where, right?
I have no idea.
Mama
but
Kraken.
Leland
No.
was asking a lot of questions about how many people are going in a boat and who's going in which boat and all these sorts of things. It just seemed very sus. Very,
I
very
thought we
suspicious.
were going to provoke
You
the-
both are getting paranoid, aren't
Yes, very much so.
Well, there was a lot of talk of it's been a long time since we had a fight and blah, blah, blah. And I thought Halsa, Salsa, and Kula were going to be provoked to the point of fighting us.
Yeah.
We almost were.
you? Kula
Well, yeah.
was fine. Hulsa and Kula were both fine.
Thankfully,
Nickname
Shakara
problem.
stepped in and ored him back into his place.
That's
Which is beneath me.
Yeah, quite literally. Underneath the water.
Sad.
You
Yeah,
did a
that
great
was
job at diffusing it, yes. I mean, I was prepared for a potential combat. Because, I mean,
See? I knew it.
Igna has a temper, and his target is now gone. Right? Like, of course he's going to be
well,
mad.
his targets were all in the boats. He would be
Right.
happy to take us all out, right?
Yep.
Yeah,
Fine, I wanted to take him out.
I know. I
Yeah.
know. Everybody wants to take everybody out. I just constantly am saying, no, you can't kill them.
I mean, Falzarin's fine to just be friends. But
It led to some good role play there. And I enjoyed when Shaft got to talk to Arnie, I think I was talking to Drag, and I said it's fun to watch when it's not directed at you.
yeah.
And we got to talk about the Palaboy
course.
issue, so so that's good to have that come back up.
Yeah.
You're
Actually.
happy whenever you get to bring that up, aren't you?
Yeah,
Rather pleased with himself.
Well, I mean, finally we're back to the mainland, probably for the foreseeable future. I don't see any reason all of you would want to return to Heraklion anytime soon.
There's
No.
always a portal right there
That's
just waiting
right.
to be used.
Well, yeah, I assume at some point in time there's going to be some kind of conflict between Shakara and Isabella. I hesitate to say things because if Leland hasn't thought of it already, I don't want to plant that seed in his head.
Wise. Very wise.
But I am concerned about something happening.
Yeah.
I'll tell y'all later.
Sounds good.
You're supposed to speculate on the after party.
We'll have a Zoom call sometime when Leland's not invited.
I am super worried about, since we haven't gotten to it yet, but since I took away Isabella's warlock, I took away Hulsa, she's going to take away mine. She's going to take away Campbell.
well, and she's aware of that, right? I mean, he said something to the effect of it. She has a link when that link was broken. She was.
We
aware,
don't
right?
know
Yes.
for sure that she knows that we did it, but I mean,
Well, like Mia said, who else?
right. She's probably going to assume that.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was good to get back to the mainland and go back, see some places we were familiar with, and go visit our buddy Campbell.
It's always good to visit Campbell.
Wunderbar.
Yeah, it was fun to interact with Campbell again.
And see that they Campbell has come up with a way to get rid of the black ooze.
Yeah, he has this like soup that he's made that totally neutralizes it. Campbell soup.
Campbell's.
Oh my gosh. I never thought of that.
Why didn't you say that in the episode?
Yeah, missed opportunity, bro.
I'm so disappointed with
Oh,
myself.
probably because we recorded that 3 weeks ago, and he's had the amount of time to think about it.
Yeah, exactly. It took me 3 weeks to come up with a joke.
I got it.
How do you say soup in German, though? Because it's
Zoop.
Question. It is good to be back with Campbell. I do enjoy Campbell. Little fucking Campbell.
And we got some good some stuff out of it, right? Some potions and some
Yeah.
different things. We
You want
we
to talk
got from
about
Campbell.
feeling like getting prepared for a big boss battle.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
I don't know what you all like read into so many things. It's just like he's your
And
buddy.
we completely miss other things that you do tell us.
Right? He's your buddy and you're leaving. He's gonna offer you some stuff that'll come in handy.
Well, you know this. We haven't fought anything in a long time, so you're going to go, okay, who's walking in the door first? And everybody's going to look at each other like, we're going to die.
Although he has done this before. Like there have
Yeah.
been, it isn't the first time that he's given us some goodies just for the road sort of thing.
I was just surprised we got a long rest on the boat. I thought that was the gift.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
Can Leland, can you remind me what Campbell looks like? Like I'm forgetting how you described him when we first met him.
I believe he's a human. I think he's blonde, fairly waifish.
Old?
No, young.
Wow. Okay. Totally pictured like a bald, elfish, old guy.
See, I kind of picture him like Matthew Jude.
Oh, what? Okay.
Really?
I'm picturing.
I don't think that
I'm
he's ever-
picturing him with like.
I don't think he's been explicitly described before.
Oh,
Yeah, I
okay.
don't think so.
So that's why I don't remember.
Tall, thin.
I'm picturing like the round German glasses, like so.
Yeah, I did the little round glasses. That was
Yeah,
an image I had.
For sure.
I did
Yeah.
not see him having
For
glasses.
sure, circle glasses. Circle glasses. If you have a German accent, you're a chemist. Boom.
I mean, they go hand in hand. You can't have one without the
A
other.
fine-featured little old man is what I pictured. All right. He's young and he's blonde. Okay.
I actually really like those. If I thought I could pull off those circular
Your
glasses,
head's too big,
I
hon.
would. I know my head's enormous. It just wouldn't work. But I wish it would.
Because it would make you look smarter.
Yeah, it makes you look more German.
Maybe that's why I'm attracted to it. I don't know. I just think it looks real cool. We have a friend who wears glasses sort of similar to that, and I've always thought it looks it's a funky look.
Well, you should get a pair and just try it out. I mean, just
No, I don't have the right head shape for it. My cranium is just far too immense.
Bill had the choice of like three
That's all
different
those big
frames.
brains you have to pack in there.
Yeah.
His head's so big, they were like, you can choose between this, this, and this. And like a wall full of 200 frames.
Take you to the back, the big head section. Yeah, this is your section, buddy.
yeah, these are going to cost you a little more. The frames have to be a lot wider.
We have to custom make
All
them.
of the busts that display, the face busts that display the glasses are just like Easter egg or Easter Island heads.
Well, like if you put on any regular frames, the ear fold part like doesn't even reach his ear.
Yeah. Most of the arms don't even make it back to my ears fully.
I digress. So Campbell is young, sexy, and blonde. Ripped, you said?
No, he's like skinny.
I'm just kidding. You said wayfish. I know.
Wayfish, yeah, so thin and kind of...
Wayfish in my mind's like, I weigh lots of fish.
No, that's a different type of wayfish.
He's also kind of short.
Okay.
There you go. I guess, do you picture NPCs in your mind as we're playing? I mean, I just got a sort of a cloudy version.
Oh, I do. You don't? Okay.
No, I do most of the time, but for Campbell, it's sort of just I don't have a very distinct thing that I think
He's
about.
quite ethereal, isn't he?
I'm gonna be honest. I pictured someone who looks very similar to Uwe Rosenberg when I picture Campbell. And now that you mention it, he wears circular glasses.
Yep.
I hate to
You
stereotype
want to be
people,
Uwe.
but
Got it.
Well, that is the only kind of glasses they have in Germany. I don't know if you know that or not.
so I'm told.
It's their main export.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Other than Euro
Wow.
games.
Our
Euro
German
games
listeners
and
are
round
going to love
glasses.
this one.
We love you. I'm German. I could rock them, I guess. I'm allowed by birthright.
Wow. That's what that is. All
Ah.
right, Emily, you got the notes.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I mean, M got a couple off-mic sessions amongst these 4 episodes. And obviously, I mean, we don't need to go into much detail, Emily, but is there anything you want to cryptically comment on?
Ooh,
Just
cryptically.
that the conversation that I had with Campbell had been something I'd been thinking about for a while. And I'm pretty happy with the way that came out.
Yeah, I think it was, you role-played it really well, and I think it was something that the listener needed to hear from Shakara.
Let me guess what it was. You told Campbell you're part of the coven. You were nervous to do it. He still chose to be part of your family. You, Halsa, Salsa, Campbell, party!
Yeah. That's exactly what happened.
Well, I'm assuming that the thing you'd be most nervous about is meeting Campbell again and telling him that you've joined Isabella in this coven.
Yeah, it was part of it.
So I'm guessing that was the biggest planned part of it.
You know it's not salsa, right?
Salsa's dead. We know that.
There was no salsa.
There was never a salsa.
Nobody's salsa for years.
Salsa's been outlawed.
Salsa is dead.
Yes, salsa's been outlawed on Heraklion for centuries. Alamar hates salsa.
What do you call a salsa NPC?
I don't know what.
Nacho PC.
Wow. Wow.
Moving on.
right
Where are we
along.
in these notes?
I'm sorry I asked everybody. I'm sorry I walked into it.
So yeah, Campbell did become my warlock.
Whoa!
So-
What? You're giving him power now?
Essentially, I mean, his power's coming through me from Dendar. Yeah.
What? We didn't know that. That's legit.
Oh, I thought you pretty much assumed from what you heard.
Nope. Never assume.
When everything we did with Hulsa became essentially my warlock also.
Mhm.
That's why we're family.
Oh, no.
Wow, I
did
thought
not.
that was really obvious. Lynn, did you think
No.
that was obvious?
Yeah.
I thought
caught
it just
that.
meant they were like, you know.
Really close? Just buds? Better buddies?
No,
They had a club together?
But sort of like a sworn servant, like branded to your service, or like.
Oh.
But I didn't think it was like a warlock. Because I always thought your brands weren't a warlock.
Well,
thing
you
to
just
start with.
described a pact with the patron that a warlock
Sure.
takes. Like,
But again, I know Bill's face looks surprised. He doesn't know either. Don't just look at me.
I think they sort of said stuff while we were in there trying to help remove the thing, right? Wasn't there some dialogue in that effect?
I said essentially they're part of my family now.
Yeah.
Because I don't want to say that I made a pact with them. I'm not
Okay.
that kind of hag yet.
Well, Mia is.
Your words, not ours.
Wait, you're a hag now?
She's working on it. She's evolving.
Okay.
give me a couple more days.
There's so much I'm not
She's
catching in these
becoming-
episodes,
she's be-
apparently.
She's slowly becoming more bumpy and scaly.
No, I've already been scaly.
Well, no, for real. Without saying that you made a pact with them, I would have never, at that time, thought that that's what it was. I'm just dumb.
I wouldn't have guessed that they became warlocks deriving their power from you, but I sort of had thought maybe that like you were more or less like making your own coven, sort of mirroring what Izzy and her sisters have, but not like minus the whole patron warlock part of it, I guess. I didn't think there was an exchange of power between any three of you, basically.
I never thought Campbell would be ranked below you, I guess.
I mean, let's face it, that Power of Three coven is not a good one to be in because the first one, sister tried to take out the second. They can't even trust their sisters.
Well,
Exactly.
again, so when Campbell was warlocked to Izzy, how does he now become warlock to you without a whole thing?
Basically, Izzy gave him up.
Okay, so I didn't know that though. So,
But
like,
no,
that's
you
why-
guys you guys
we
didn't know
wouldn't.
that.
So that's. I just feel like it definitely went over my head. I don't know.
Yeah, you guys didn't know that part.
what did you think the whole thing with the Hulsa and the box and the key was?
Just some elaborate like, hey, we're family now, sort of.
Yeah, symbolism of her fellowship and dedication, but I didn't think it was like a warlock thing.
I guess that makes sense because, like, I mean, you all have never seen this box, and obviously you don't have the context of these blue boxes, right? So that I guess that makes sense.
Well, again, like I saw a box in Elstoff's place, but Shakara was like, "Oh, it's what we got when we became," but it wasn't like I don't know. Maybe I should have put it together. Oh, whatever.
I didn't know that part, I don't think.
No, I said that. I actually said that in the episode that I was like, "Is it like the box that I saw at Titterman's?" Like I said
Oh, okay.
that, and she's like, "No, it's a different box."
Yeah.
Interesting.
You can all go back and listen to session 63, Friend of Mine. I think they could probably listen to that, Emily, when you first
Yeah.
were fiddling with the box.
Yeah, I
Oh,
probably can
I
listen
think
to
at
that.
this point,
goodness.
yeah, if you wanted to, but I think that was a great segment. I was really proud of how that turned out.
What happened was Campbell and I both became warlocks to who we thought was Dendar.
Right.
Turned out it was Isabella.
Ah.
So when I became a member of the coven, Campbell was still with Isabella.
Like
Still under
tethered to her.
Isabella. Yeah.
Yeah.
And so I had talked to Isabella about that, and she was willing to allow him to become under me in order to appease me and make me happy.
Untether and retether.
Yeah.
You've got demands, girl.
So we did, when I first got there to Pisces and I went in and I talked to him by ourselves, that was one of the things that we did. That's why I needed Hulsa with me, because she was the one that told me how to do it.
Oh. Okay.
So she got promoted, but Campbell made a lateral management move.
Yes.
So right, stays middle management. So are you allowed to tell us what Hulsa did to get the fourheadulate?
I don't know. She wouldn't talk to me.
I wouldn't feel bad about that. She ain't talking to anybody.
So, yeah, that was another thing that while recording I never noticed. I've never noticed that Halsey never talked, ever. Until she was, like, scribbling things down.
I don't know
how
you said
something about the note.
That. You just didn't notice
I don't
she
know.
didn't have a voice?
Never noticed. Did you guys notice? Come on, am I just the dumb one here, boys? Like,
I'm thinking back. I don't think I ever picked up on it because the triplet deal, the other one for talking, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, Tulsa did speak to you. Yeah, I guess it makes sense because every time you've seen Halsa, she's either been with, the triplet twins formerly known as triplets, Tulsa, and then she was basically with Izzy in this like clearly subservient role and capacity.
And I think I did pick up on it, but I think I had more interactions with Halsa than the others did.
Yeah.
I just picture her walking into the room, right? And Izzy's got this presence and commanding, presence, and they're just standing quiet beside. So
that totally makes sense.
So we don't know about the fourheadulate. I kind of have... I don't want to move on to the ritual itself since that's the last episode, I guess. But I have questions for Falzarin regarding that ritual for sure. Arriving in Pisces, though, I like the touch of the fact that the port hasn't really been touched because they're afraid of the Kraken. That was like a good little, things are still happening over here in the world. And if A doesn't know about B, then C doesn't happen because they don't know that the Kraken's been killed, right?
Right.
Did my math check out? Yeah.
I mean, it's been what? From a timeline perspective, from the time we left and went to Heraklion to when we came back, it's probably, I mean, I don't know exactly, but it's probably only been a number of weeks, right?
Two long
Maybe 2
rests.
or 3 weeks.
I need to update my world tracker and really, but
it's not been months.
No.
So, if something gets tore down in your town, it's usually not repaired that quickly.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
They got walking underwater crabs. I mean, Dorset Salvage could have it fixed.
Well, the 2 crabs that they had are probably not in the best repair anymore.
Well, we did.
True, but I'm
damage them a
saying,
little bit.
yeah.
No, they still had well over 150 hit points each.
Leland, I do have a question, and it might not be the best place to answer it, but I did notice listening back, and I didn't catch it when we were playing, when Shakara and Campbell were talking, and Campbell said he's done things.
What does that mean?
I know, you didn't say anything about it. I'm like, okay, let's keep going.
No, I didn't catch it at the time. A little too wrapped up in myself.
Yeah.
Haven't we all done things in Aspara?
Right.
Was this during the private conversation with Shakara? Okay, so that's why I didn't notice it either.
Yeah, so now I'm really super curious about that.
I am too.
I'm glad you got that afterwards.
Yeah.
All right, everybody go around and tell us a truth and a lie. What things have we done in Aspara? Ready?
No. Let's see. Mio's super excited that Halsa was on our side.
I was. Oh. Seemed cool.
Well, I mean, you can pretty well think that most people aligned with Isabella are there for one of 2 reasons. They have no choice, as we've learned with Falzarin, or they have something that they believe they're going to gain from her, right?
Well, it seemed to me like her brother gave his life so that she could power her golem things, and she saw that happen. And she saw her sister die, also in service to Isabella, and she was probably at this point thinking, this is not going so well, and I'm probably going to die too. Maybe this is not where I want to be.
Yeah.
So
Fair.
maybe they were lured in with promises of things that Alamar would never allowed them to do, and they thought this was a great chance to finally pursue something that they had wanted to do. I don't know if Halsa was ever as into it as her brother and sister either.
I think
maybe that's why she's the one
my
that's
reaction was the way it was, because I was like, she's leading this person that I don't trust into a pretty, I don't know, I felt like there was a lot of information that could be learned at Campbell's, or leading them to Campbell, which obviously Campbell's linked to Izzy, and I should have realized that, but I don't know, it just seemed sketchy. And then to hear that she was knew that you're a traitor too. Like I didn't know if you were still playing like loyal with her. You know what I mean?
Yeah, she doesn't know my hand in the Elder's escape.
Okay.
Still. I never did talk about that in front of her.
Well, because she had the four-headula. That's pretty smart.
I don't think. Did I?
Mm.
I don't think we talked about the Elders at all.
No,
when we
because
were at
basically
Campbell's.
once we got to the mainline, and you split up from Igna and Kula, it was pretty much, well, this is done with. Let's continue on with what we're actually here to do, and then let's get going, kind of thing.
Well, yeah, it's smart not to say anything to her though with that scabulet. At least I think. I don't know. We always acted like it worked as an open microphone system,
Yeah,
but
we still don't know for sure that
Yeah.
it doesn't.
Yeah.
Well, when I finally put one on somebody, we'll know then.
oh my gosh.
Falzarin will do it.
Yeah, he'll volunteer.
I have a question about the scabulet. So, like, Falzarin's was on his chest, and it was, like, draining life force. Was it, like, draining Hulsa's brains?
That's a very
Or, like,
interesting
mind?
question. Maybe that's why she's mute. Or has she been mute since before that was on?
She was mute before.
She was mute before that. She was always
Well,
mute.
she's never spoken to you, so the question about Hulsa is, was she mute before the triplets were with Izzy?
I don't know.
Right, yeah.
Right.
Is she mute by choice?
Does she have a tongue?
She doesn't want to talk.
I don't think we checked.
I mean, we haven't kissed yet.
Bounce, chicka, wow.
I'm just thinking of, like, the Obsidians from Red Rising, right? They, like, cut their tongues out.
True.
I think it's the Obsidian. Anyway.
Nice reference, by the way.
I don't know. I never felt it was my place to ask why
Yeah.
she doesn't
Open
talk.
wide. How did she drink the potion? Did we see the
You
tongue
don't
then?
need a tongue to drink.
I'm sorry, you didn't all make a perception for a tongue check. I can't
We didn't put it in a bowl like a dog dish?
make her lap
No.
it up.
Oh my goodness.
I think she's been through enough. My goodness.
Yeah.
Yes, I do. So when I said maybe we don't have Falzarin do the ritual by himself, that wasn't entirely a slam on Falzarin's
Sure.
capabilities. That was my acknowledgement of the fact that it was a very difficult ritual.
Okay.
Yeah, I didn't take it otherwise.
Well, Bill took it and ran with it. My question for Bill about that ritual was like, why didn't you think you could do it by yourself or whatever? He like really fought to like find some other person. I'm like, Mullen's right here.
I think in the moment I forgot how close they were, for one, and two, both of them are like very recently very badly injured, so that could impact their ability, their spellcasting proficiency, right? If they, like spellcasting is partly verbal and material, which we always just hand wave, and somatic. So if your body's had the crap beat out of it and you're actually missing body parts, you might not be near
If
as
only
good
you
at
had a
casting.
healer.
Well, we do have a healer, but not the type of healer that can regenerate body parts at this point.
I should have probably given you guys guidance. I need to be doing that more.
That's a good point, yeah.
For
That would have been a
situations
good
outside of
opportunity.
combat.
Yeah, for sure. Is it a cantrip?
Yeah.
Oh, dude, yeah. You got to be throwing that thing around all the time.
I know. I'm really bad at, like, I don't want to touch anyone.
Yeah.
And, like, give them moral support. Because
Because you don't want to touch anyone?
Shaft will feel uncomfortable if you did so.
Yeah.
no, maybe that's part of my own personality, like, transferring in. I don't know. I'm not, like, a really touchy person, so I don't...
I did appreciate how it ended up being 3 people doing the ritual.
Power of 3.
Power of 3.
I don't like this one bit.
Funny how that worked out.
Yes, very funny.
Funny how my blood is celestial. Confirmed. Green check mark. Verified. Blue symbol by my name. On Twitter.
And that was the 3rd episode that ended with the beginning of the ritual, which is why we went to a 4th episode this time before having the
you
after
can't
party.
split that.
Yeah, well, that 128, 129, 130 was all one play session, too. And that was a fun play session.
I could tell my voice was rough the entire time.
It was out of hand. I got probably 4 or 5 bloopers out of that play session. It was ridiculous.
If you wouldn't be oring so much and using your steamy voice.
He deserved to be ored.
Yeah, he did.
He needed a good
Yeah,
oring.
he needed a good oring. I think it was smart pulling in Dreg and Mullen. That was a good move. I liked it. It made sense. Yeah. And Dreg, I think it was good for Dreg as well.
Yeah, I really, really liked that entire moment. Just how it all played out with the life like gradually being breathed back into Dreg. I liked how you narrated that, about how when he was, in Campbell's shop looking at all the various different tinctures and things on the shelves, and then also successfully contributing to that ritual, just all like slowly building Dreg back up. I really, really like Dreg as a character, and it's freaking painful what happened to him recently. So, which, props that obviously the fact that I felt something when one of their NPCs was mistreated is a testament to how invested I am in the story. But it was great to see Dreg getting a little bit of himself back.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Leland, how do you feel when I take it upon myself to say my parents will heal him, just without checking to see if they actually could or not?
He loves it. Don't worry about it. Just do whatever you want.
And it's canon.
Another reason to know if Hulsa has a tongue or not. My parents could give her her tongue back.
Yeah. Did you ever think that maybe they will learn to live with what they're missing?
Well, yeah, I
And still
actually
be
figured
happy?
that I actually thought maybe he could still use magic, just waving stumps, I guess.
I think he needs to learn teleport again because we use that a lot.
Yeah. But in all honesty, for 3 people who are trying to look for somewhere to go where they could get protection and healing, I mean, it's a long trek though, but it's the right place.
And I feel like Hulsa, she can talk, but she chooses not to. And that's probably a different kind of healing that she
Right.
needs.
There's lots of that in Barrack. My mom
Psychological.
is a great listener,
I agree it's a good place for them to go, for sure. Let's just get them out and away so we don't have to worry about them when we eventually fight, because we're long overdue for something.
Now, we fought in Happy Jack's Funhouse.
That's true.
And then Hulsa was free, and she said she wanted to be part of my
to coven
family.
it up.
Yeah. She wanted to be my warlock, essentially. Exactly. Literally.
Well, now that we all know that, now that we're all on the same page.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, it should be clear that Hulsa has no misgivings of whether this is it's like she's joining a coven. She knows she's basically pledging service to Shakara.
Which is exactly what I thought she was doing. I guess I just never labeled it, though. That's really funny.
No, I thought it was much more of a relationship where there's not a large power imbalance.
And that was why I asked if I felt any different.
Oh.
Because now I have 2 warlocks, which before I was a warlock.
Wait, you're not a warlock?
Yes!
We're learning too much.
I think we're embarking on relatively uncharted ground here, where and a player is simultaneously a warlock but also has warlocks underneath them. I've never heard of that. I mean, admittedly I'm not the most experienced D&D player, but
Well, obviously.
I mean, because I still have patron, and it's Dendar is my
Right.
patron now. But yeah, then I have people under me. The pyramid
Yes.
scheme,
You're higher up.
growing.
and if you get 3 of your friends,
Yes.
the signing bonus
We'll
is
all
power
make.
of 3.
Yes,
Yes.
it'll be great.
Keeps
Yeah.
the pyramid stable.
Yeah, but you have to keep killing off 1/3 of the pyramid to get new people in now.
yeah.
It's not a good scheme when you can't sell a lot that
Well,
way.
unless Hulsa and Campbell each get 3 under them, then we'll just have pyramids on
Yes,
pyramids
yes,
on
yes.
pyramids, and
This might sound bad, but knowing that they're warlocks to you makes me realize and think you're more powerful than I previously thought.
Well, that was going to be the next thing that I brought up was like typically in D&D. I have two things I want to
With
mention.
all our
actually.
experience, Bill. Let's go.
So one
in
is that
D&D.
typically in D&D, when you are a warlock to a higher power, that higher power is quite powerful. Typically significantly more powerful than the warlock. And like when players play warlocks, they might get up to 10th, 12th, whatever level warlock, all the while their patron is generally thought of as being more powerful than the warlock, I thought. So that's an interesting thing. Is that the case here with Shakara or not? Or is this a slightly different dynamic that's going on? And then the other thing is, what is Isabella? Is she a warlock? Because Dendar is her patron, I guess, right? Who she derives her power from. Or am I mixing things up about the dynamic of how hags and
She was definitely pretending to be Dendar.
well, she isn't Dendar though. Like Dendar is a tier above
No,
her.
but
right?
is she actually patroned to Dendar or another power? We don't know.
She mentioned that
Frickin' dogs.
when she was telling Shakara about why she had her pseudo dragon, that it wasn't a gift from Dendar, it was a gift from her. Right?
Yeah, like Isabella might not need Dendar. She is a Dendar. That's what I don't know.
Okay.
I think she said something to the effect of, Dendar doesn't even really know you exist, Shakara. Dendar is...
Yeah, my understanding, and I could be completely wrong and being naive, was that Isabella is like essentially a warlock to Dendar, but she is also a night hag. She's extremely old and therefore extremely powerful, way more powerful than me, because she is so old and more closely tied to Dendar.
See, Dendar is the CEO. And see, Isabella is more like she's the operations manager of a division of a company. And then, so Shakara is just now a middle management. Really.
Low management. Low management.
No, she just got a promotion for sure. And now she's going around trying to find...
I was a new hire. Right? And now I got promoted to low management. And I have people underneath me now.
So are you saying you only pay Campbell minimum wage?
She initially brought Felzerin in as a
I don't
temp.
pay him at all.
and he did the job as a temp, and he didn't cut it, so he was let go.
Every time he went to go get coffee, he got 2 milks instead of 2 creams. And
Yeah, whatever. Yeah, exactly. It just wasn't working out,
he was an idiot.
Okay.
Yeah, she...
Very great analogy, John. Thank you very much.
You nailed it, John.
Leland's sitting
One-
here like you guys are screwing this
Okay,
up
first
so
of all,
bad.
Isabella is not a night hag. She's actually an anise hag. Just for clarification. Not that it
frick
really
is
matters.
that?
But also, like you're saying,
Anise?
Bill, and yeah, A-N-N-I-S.
Anus.
So
Anus.
she tastes like black licorice?
Wait, out of all the things to mispronounce, you need to say anus hag, please.
It's not anus hag. So there's, like Bill was saying, like there's no mechanics for this situation, right? Like you come across it in many narrative structures that you might find your characters in. Like there's no like actual mechanics to really overrule them. It's like this. It's more fluid than that. So Bill, if you think this difference between a warlock and then their patron, this power difference, how powerful do you think Isabella is then?
Well, that's where I think it, for me, falls apart a little bit, because I've always been under the assumption that while Isabella is, yes, powerful, she's not like a god powerful, you know what I
Yeah,
mean?
like we actually killed Erica, right?
Right,
I
yeah,
think,
I would
hopefully.
assume that there's some similarity in power level between Erica and Isabella. Maybe Isabella was the more powerful of the two, but still.
Sure. But do you think that Erica was also a follower of Dendar?
No.
And do you assume that Jessica is as well?
No.
I honestly
No.
have never thought of it.
I think they're three distinct... Think of the way that they go about with the flesh golems in one, and then the trying to do why is my
Well,
mind
the
going?
cultists and
Kralik-
The
Kralakina.
cultist. Yeah.
I thought
Kralakina.
Erica had been a follower of Dendar and left Dendar to go see Kralakina.
Maybe, but then
Oh,
you
I don't
got
know.
Jessica, and Jessica's doing a whole different thing.
I have
down.
no idea what Jessica's doing and where she even
She-
lives.
No
She's-
idea what Jessica's
I mean,
doing.
obviously, it's some kind of infectious disease type thing, and we don't know exactly what the
Yeah.
So
what the
Jessica's
ramifications
in
of that are.
Victor?
yeah. Yeah, we saw her there. We told you guys.
We
saw her
did. We
there.
did tell Shakara and Mia that we ran into Jessica.
Frick. It's even what I know is me, I forget. All right.
Welcome to my world.
So like John was saying, like, yeah, there was some comments from Isabella in the Keep forever ago. He was like, yeah, Dendar doesn't know who you are. It's challenging enough for a being such as myself to even be noticed by Dendar. Like, that's the amount of tiers above Dendar is even above Isabella. Like, Dendar is like a primordial being. Dendar is for lack of a better term, a god, like you say. So there's like a loose, I mean, obviously there is a hierarchy there, but where Shakara and Campbell and Alhalsa fall into that as far as Isabella is concerned is obviously going to be different than what the actual reality might be. But where Shakara, I mean, everything that Shakara basically has been told about this connection is coming from Isabella, right? There's no one else. There's no other source of that information. So how reliable that may or may not be, I mean, Shakara's going to have to figure that out on her own, I suppose, or with the help of the party as well. But Isabella's always told Shakara that, like, you're part of the coven now. You're a coven member. You're equal to me.
Yeah.
Oh, but you're calling yourself low management, girl.
I know, it's like I don't feel like that. I mean, I think, and that just might be Shakara's maybe imposter syndrome. She doesn't feel the same level as Isabella. Isabella still feels more powerful than Shakara.
Well, and I guess, and this comes down to, the whole, like you were saying, Leland, are there mechanics for this, or is this more of a free form thing that we're doing here? But when it comes to membership in the coven, does that
Membership.
Yeah, you got a Costco
Membership.
card.
Yes.
Show it at the door.
does that inherently boost a new member's power level so that you're, quote, equal with Isabella and Jessica, or is it some alternative type of equality amongst the three of them? More like a respect, or like not magical power, but power as in like what you say holds weight and people will listen to what you say and all of our underlings will obey you, like that sort of power versus like spell casting power,
Right, like
or,
stat block power is what you're
Right.
getting at, right? Like
yeah. So
Well, when you were an intern, did you get anything given to you?
I mean, I got a level of warlock, but what I did actually, yes, I did get a boost in my whichever spellcasting ability is that warlocks need. Is it charisma?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I did. Spoilers for all of you. My charisma did get a boost in order for me to multiclass and that was thematically played out through the process of me being initiated by Izzy.
Maybe it is a respect thing. Maybe Shakara doesn't feel like she's quite the same.
Isabella wouldn't be oaring somebody in the boat.
Yeah, I mean, but like when Shakara was yelling at Igna, she was saying, I am the same level as Isabella, you owe me the same
Right.
amount of respect. But then if she was talking to somebody else, Isabella's still above her. And maybe that's just Shakara still coming to terms with all of it.
And I don't expect Leland to, I wouldn't intend to put that question directly at Leland. Like, okay, did you make Shakara now as powerful as Isabella from a stat block standpoint? Once she was, I wouldn't want that answer because it would ruin some of the things I'm not supposed to know. But it's interesting to think about. My assumption is that the answer is no. But anyway, unless Isabella's less powerful than we think she is.
I mean, you've fought her, I guess, really only one time before, right?
Yeah, well, I wasn't really fighting her all that much, but the rest of the party was.
That's true. And I know there was a few near-death experiences in that fight. In the cave outside of Goldham. That was a long time ago.
Yeah.
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 Like,
That was a couple characters ago.
The good
Right?
old days.
That was a lot of levels for us ago, too.
It was.
yeah.
And
Yeah.
a lot of magical weapons and tactics and things. I think we can hold our own as a team pretty well against somebody
Yeah.
such as that.
When we work together, like this has come up before, but we don't always work together all that well. But when we do, we're a force to be reckoned with.
We don't always work together, but when we do.
It's Dos Equis.
Did we have any
Not a sponsor.
other notes personally before we go to questions?
One thing that I noticed listening back, another thing that I noticed was Dreg and Shaft have some kind of arrangement. And I'm not asking you to tell me what it is, but I am super curious.
Dragon Shaft, eh? I did not catch
Part of
that.
me was thinking, is this a case where my memory has failed me yet again, and I
Yes.
should know what this arrangement
Yeah,
is?
because you were there.
Yes, you were.
Perfect.
Oh my gosh.
As I
Time out.
suspected.
Was I there?
No,
No.
Mia was
Okay,
not.
so okay. All right, but I didn't pick up on it, which is my fault. Great.
And there was another time when Falzarin gave Shaft a look, a brief look,
I don't know.
during these
what
4
you're talking
episodes.
about.
I don't remember when that was.
I think you
We
were
do that from time to
you
time.
were just reading into things a bit too much. That didn't happen.
I see.
I mean,
We're allowed to look at each other.
No. Bill specifically said Falzarin gave Shaft a look.
Yeah. Cause,
Not
'cause-
Falzarin looked at Shaft.
Yeah.
He gave him a look.
Yeah, we're friends.
That's
It was
totally
affection.
different.
I just felt a connection to him in the moment.
Right.
you're walking around, you're making warlocks. I mean, what are they supposed to think?
That's right.
You're handing out keys to everybody.
I
Fucking
mean-
anybody wants one.
I only intended to make one war. I only intended, and I didn't even make
And
him
you're
a
my
warlock. He already
family.
was
And
a
you're
warlock.
my family. You're my
Exactly.
family.
Hey, I offered to let you in.
That's actually really
true.
funny. Like, if I would have considered and said yes, would I have been given a key in levels of warlock or something or whatever?
Well, that's not quite what Shakara was offering to you, though. That's something
What was
different.
she offering me?
I wasn't offering to make you my warlock. I was offering to make you my sister.
Part of the.
As in, we would have to kill off either Isabella
And then I
or
have to get
Jessica.
boxes and recruit people. I'm sick of selling Girl
If you
Scout
want to make
cookies,
money,
dude.
that's how the pyramid works. I'm sorry.
That's right. This is all a part of the bylaws. Welcome. Which one do you want to
So
kill?
you wanted to give me club membership and then recruit more
Yes.
members. I don't have friends.
I hadn't even thought about building the pyramid. I just wanted to change
Now,
the
when you
top.
asked Mia that, were you just like testing the waters? I don't think you. Okay,
Yeah.
you didn't think I would say yeah.
No.
Yeah.
I really, really, really
What
thought
if
you
she
would say
did,
no.
though?
But
I
just
don't
wanted
know
to
that
put out
Mia's
there.
chaotic, but if she was, that's a move where I could just be like, I should woke up on this side of the bed today.
She already wants to kill Isabella. She wants to kill everybody we meet.
That's incredibly true.
Well,
That's actually fair.
not.
Mia's super hammer happy.
Yeah.
Yes, she is. She's so hammer happy. She actually put her hammer on somebody's chest. And
Oh,
get
yeah. Again, maybe that's Elena in my head who's like, I don't want to touch this stranger, so like poke him with a hammer. Oh gosh, I'm gonna meet you guys at cons, and you're gonna be like, "Can I hug you?"
You're not an anti-hugger, though. I think you're
Yeah, I don't know.
you're
With you, I'm different. Okay, let's not get into
overselling
this.
your anti-touching.
Am I though?
I don't know. Well, maybe. I guess you're not. I don't know.
Well, this episode ends with us going to talk to the mayor and the captain. We discover that the people of Pisces are called pescatarians.
You're welcome, everybody. Thank you.
Yeah, that was good.
We tell the mayor the Kraken's dead, the Neogi are coming, the paladins are helpful. Hopefully
Hold
that
on,
doesn't
let's
bite
turn
us
that
in the
into a
ass.
song. What was it? Ding dong, the Kraken's dead. What was the next sentence?
Neogi are coming.
The Neogi are coming
Paladins are
around the
good.
mountain when they come.
And we ask for horses.
Yeah.
They'll be riding 6 white horses when she comes. All right.
Save a little time for a change. I mean, if you can't portal horses.
Shaft
Yes.
is practical. He knows what we need. Shortest place,
Yep.
shortest distance between two places is a straight line.
That's
Yeah,
right.
there's like a half-hour discussion about who is going where and how. I'm sorry, 29 and a half minutes of that were cut out, so you guys only heard about a minute.
Conveniently edited for you, the listener. Yay.
Yeah, you guys here. Let's go.
Maybe that's where all the bloopers ended up. Yeah, where were all the bloopers from? What did we have people asking this week?
Will Shakara be the new Izzy? She
We
wants
just
to
kind
be.
of discussed that.
We
We
kind
did kind of
discuss
just
that. Yeah.
talk about that a little bit.
It's no different than Alamar and all the rest of it, right? Somebody wants to be on top, right? So if she gets to take out Isabella and become the Dendar #1, of course she will. And if she has to use people in the process, of course she will. No different than if Mia needs help to go kill Nyogi. She'll do the same thing. Right? This world of Aspara is a whole world of everybody using everybody. To
I
get what they
don't
want.
know necessarily.
Except for Falzarin, because Falzarin just doesn't understand it.
I don't know that Mia thinks about it like I'm gonna use this to get what I want. It's just like, give me what I want.
Yeah, but it doesn't matter what Mia thinks. It just matters what she does.
I don't think about all the
Yeah.
Same with Shakara.
I don't mentally
Yes.
contextualize the manipulation or that side of it.
Well, it doesn't have to necessarily be manipulation. You just know that you need other people to help you, so you are trying to do what you need to do to make sure that we're with you to help you. That's not necessarily an evil manipulation. It's just a tactful play.
I'm not evil.
And you don't have to be evil. Just
I'm not evil either.
yeah. See, she can say it too.
Are your fingers crossed there? Oh, toes, legs, butt cheeks.
No. How do you cross your butt cheeks?
Goodness gracious.
With a lot of practice, let me tell you.
Yeah.
I'm not that good yet.
A lot of glue bridges. I mean, yeah, you have a point, John. That's what everything always boils down to. At the end of the day, people are fucking selfish. That's fucking the nature of people.
That's real life too. Yeah.
But as long as you all understand where you're all coming from and why you're using, if Shakara is using us to get something and we can help and it's not going to negatively affect us or what we believe in, why not?
I
Right.
don't know. I'm riding your coattails to fame, John. I'm using you as a part of
Well,
this podcast to boost my own personal platform.
Man, you've made some bad decisions.
Look, I am
You
fully
need
convinced.
a better agent.
Right?
That's right.
I'm fully convinced that Samuel could have straight up killed Dreg, and you all would still be going on the same path you're on. Because
Okay, so
one,
that's cool.
Mia needs the Paladin's force against the Nyogi, and Shakara needs to get the gauntlets. Samuel could have done
Yes.
any additional atrocities.
That's a painful thing to hear, but I have to admit that I think you're probably right, which is
I mean, that's
sad.
good
Of
DM.
course.
I know he's right as far as
Yeah.
Shakara is concerned.
Mm-hmm.
Shakara would have been extremely upset if Dragon died. But it wouldn't have
I can't
changed
fight
things.
the Nyogi without flying spaceships.
That might be a sufficient catalyst for Falzarin to retire as a character. I don't know.
What?
What? What are you
What I
talking
mean
about?
is that might be the thing that something like that might be what would need to happen for Falzarin to for me to move on to another character. Either Falzarin goes on a rampage to try and get revenge or justice for his friend and gets killed, or what, you know what I mean?
Yeah, it's something that's severe.
Right.
Yeah. Something you couldn't stand for morally.
Right. It would definitely put me in a challenging situation if Dreg had been killed in front of my eyes. As far as just carrying on and not doing anything about it, you know what I mean? I think I would find it hard to try and do the mental gymnastics for Falzarin for him to be okay with being like, well, that sucked and I'm angry, but I guess we just carry on.
But you're a victim right now. You have an Alamar and a sack you can't get rid of, right? you need some help there. You've got other issues. You've got a revenant that's out to kill you.
Yeah.
It's not like you're going to be popping off on your own. It's safety in numbers.
But how far can you push a person before they snap? And they don't.
We gotta wait till you snap.
They don't care anymore about
practical things.
Right. The path that they were on. Enough is enough, and they're not going to stand for it. You know what I mean? Like I feel like that might have been a situation like that for Falzarin. I don't know.
Interesting.
We'll never know because it didn't happen.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, I would have struggled with that in the moment for sure. With like what to do, what would be the right thing for Falzarin to do.
So Sarah said, is this the part of the story where Shakara comes out as Polly? Sarah really, really, really wants to ship Shakara and Campbell. As far as I'm concerned right now, Shakara and Campbell are friends. Really, really good friends, but friends. And Shakara pretty much only has eyes for Grimby, but
Aww.
who knows what happens in the future.
Grimby's the captain of Shakara's heart.
Yeah. She did have a good point in that Grimby and Shakara are both wanderers at heart, independent wanderers at heart, so who knows?
Where the waves of the sea will take you.
Yep.
I mean, I want Grimby and Campbell to meet. I want to see what Campbell's opinion of Grimby is, and if Campbell would approve.
Yes. That would be interesting.
They're both very interesting NPCs. I am curious as to how they would interact with each other because they're very dissimilar.
Well, I have like a whole other opinion of Campbell now that I know he's young and human.
And he doesn't have circular glasses.
How old did you think
I just
was?
literally, like, if he was a human, like my dad, middle age.
Look, you can
70?
have any picture of Campbell you want. And that's part of the why you don't want to give too detailed descriptions. I think I like it that you all have a
Comment
different...
below about what you thought Campbell looked like, everybody.
Right.
Is he hot like Geneva or what?
I like that you all have a different picture of Campbell based off of your interactions with him. I think that makes sense. I like it.
Yeah. And I mean, how many times have you read a novel or an entire series and then it was made into a movie and you're like, and you have this like moment of the total disconnect between what the main character looked like.
Or listen to a podcast with two guys that talk to each other and tell facts, and then you finally see their faces one day.
Oh, that was like
I
almost had an existential crisis.
You shouldn't even.
I still haven't looked because I don't care.
Stuff. You should
don't do
it's
it.
a terrible podcast.
No, it's not,
a stupid
Leland.
fucking podcast.
No,
yes,
it's not,
terrible.
Leland.
I
find it
fucking
very
hate
entertaining.
it.
You shut
They're
up.
both so annoying.
I haven't listened.
Don't listen.
I haven't listened to it in quite a while, but I have got many hours of enjoyment.
For more
out
of
it.
this, subscribe to Patreon for the bloopers that you'll hear.
Brett has a few questions that she submitted. Do you think the plan with tricking the other henchmen will work? Tricking the assassinators?
No. Ultimately, no.
Do you think they'll find the elders?
I hope not.
If it dramatically makes sense, Leland will make sure they do.
Do you think we'll see him in Drukal?
They are headed that way.
Yeah, they're supposed to go find the elders, kill them, and meet us in Drukal.
I would see no reason why they wouldn't get there one way or the other. If they find them, they'll probably kill them. If they don't find them, they'll eventually go to Drukal anyway. So yes, I think they'll end up there.
I don't know.
Right? How long are they going to look?
They're pretty afraid of Isabella's retribution if they don't do what she requires.
Well, they're on their own timeline, right?
Yeah, they're going to look for a while, I think.
Because they stated that in the episode, I believe. They're on their own timeline.
Yeah.
Yeah, they don't care about the Paladin's timeline. No. I don't know. I'm not waiting for them, and I know you guys won't wait for them, so.
Right.
She also asks, when will Falsey be able to teleport?
Oh boy, wouldn't that be nice?
We're all combined level 9. Combined level 9, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Well, we just leveled up to 10.
Have I made it to level 9?
Bill just made... Bill...
I'm a level behind,
level up to level
basically.
10? I'm level 10.
Actually.
Yeah, I believe
we just,
everyone...
Yes. Yeah. We just made 10.
Just made 10. And again, Falzarin is behind because disconnecting from Izzy lost that level of Warlock.
Because Warlock.
Yeah.
Teleport's a
I
7th level
yeah, I was going to
spell.
say, I have to actually look that up. So what level wizard would I have to be?
I think Dreg is a 12th or 13th level spellcaster.
Yeah, it's relatively high tier play.
You have
when
to
you get
be
teleport.
13th to get a 7th level
Yeah.
spell.
Yeah, that's serious business.
Yeah, like Dreg can only do that once a day. Like that's his 1 7th level spell
Yeah.
slot.
Yeah.
That's all he has.
And how many targets can you?
It's a lot. It's basically like everybody like around you. you can teleport a lot of people.
Okay.
Every willing person.
Easily like 2 parties worth, I think. I think it's like 7 or 8 creatures, including yourself or something like that.
Wow.
That's power. I mean, it's 7th
That is
level.
powerful.
It's quite
Yeah.
it's a high number of people.
Pretty cool. It's a very cool spell. Incredibly useful.
Yeah, I mean it can go wrong for sure, but
Yeah, I do like the chart, right?
Yeah. I think that is a good addition to balance it a little bit. I'm glad that they added that aspect to the spell where it's not a guarantee that it's going to work as intended.
yeah, I mean that's good like when you're playing on the table, but for our purposes it's less good. You know what I mean? Like if we randomly teleported to another plane of existence instead of
Yeah.
going for the show.
Big
Yeah,
oof.
not knowing how to use a portal's
Yeah.
bad enough, but going to a whole different plane.
Yeah. How do you reconcile that, right? Like how much
Yeah.
additional delay does that put into our podcast?
Well, a whole new plane of existence to explore.
A whole new world. So there, chapter 4 starts on another
So
plane.
Bill, it's you and up to 8 other people.
8. So
Frick,
That
that's
is
a
a
lot.
9 people total. That's wild.
It's pretty good. Pretty good.
Yeah, it is. And there's not a range maximum,
As
right?
long as you've like seen the place and depending how well you know the place you're going to depends how high you or the margin of error you have
Yeah.
to
What
miss
about
it.
if a member in the party knows the place really well?
I don't think.
I
that
think
helps
there's
at all.
like if you were able to I would probably I would handle it that player would describe this and make a roll of how well they're describing and then I would base that off of take that into consideration
I could sit Falter
chart.
and down. I could show him my Instagram feed, show him Barrick,
Yeah.
show him the sites, Google Map it, Street View, totally describe it, and then he could probably have a leg up on
Easy,
getting
no
his stuff.
problem.
So what is Mullen? Mullen's not a wizard?
He's a lizard.
Mullen's a wizard, yeah.
What level is he?
I don't know.
So,
High enough
I
to
mean-
teleport
Fairly
to
high
there.
level.
Boom, do it.
That's what I was thinking. Why are they riding a horse when they could just? I guess they're not familiar with it.
Save a horse, ride
Yeah.
a wizard. There's a lot of songs today. Okay,
Mullen's
sorry.
not high level enough to be able to teleport.
And he also may not have learned that spell either, right? Like depending on what area of Heraklion he's from, he may not have gone down that path of magic.
How much money and how much time would it take to write a scroll of teleport?
geez.
And then just like give us all each a couple in the bag for later.
I just want some scrolls ascending.
It would take you like weeks to make a 7th level spell slot scroll. And a lot
The
of
funny
gold.
thing about sending is I know sending. Can I write sending scrolls?
If you want to take the time and the money to create a scroll, you absolutely can.
I don't have money. I mean, Mia doesn't have any money.
Need a what's money transfer?
Cash advance.
What was that company that sent
Western
money?
Union.
Western Union.
Yes.
I need a cash
Yeah.
advance.
Yeah.
I think, well, I mean, I made a less obtuse chart for time and money. There's one printed in Xanathar's that's part of downtime activities. As they focus a little more in that specific chapter of that book. Again, because downtime activities never really been given all that much detail, which is something we spoke about in our patron only after party. And so I think I made that chart before Xanathar's was out, or I don't know, whatever. So my chart's a little more forgiving than what you'd find in Xanathar's, because I think something like, well, I just know specifically a 9th level scroll, if you were to make it, it would take you 48 work weeks and cost you 250,000 gold pieces.
Wow.
Yeah, okay. All right.
Wild. But again, a 9th level spell that's crazy.
Well, I mean, you'd be making a scroll of wish. Like,
Right. That's all you'd want.
Exactly. Yeah.
Can I wish for 100 scrolls of teleport?
It's not quite how Wish works, but
I think very few, a very small percentage of people who play D&D make it to high enough level where they have access to 9th level spells, right? Like most adventurers or campaigns, maybe make it to the low teens, mid-teens.
Would that be a 17th level wizard? Or
something crazy like that? It's close to 20, I think, isn't it? I
actually don't know. I don't know. Because Digit is 17th, isn't he, John?
Yeah.
And you have 9th level slots?
I do have 9th level slot. I think I have one. Let me look back here to see for sure. But, yes. And that's our homebrew campaign, too. So there's a little bit of leeway in how our DM runs that. But
those were Rob
at
rules.
17th,
So.
Yep. At 17th, you get one.
Rob rules don't always count.
You get one 9th level spell slot at 17th. Well, you only ever have one 9th level spell slot. Even at 20th, you only have one 9th level. You just get more of lower level ones.
Oh, that's the highest level. I
highest?
Never realized that.
Yeah, 9th level spells are. Well, they do have 10th, 11th, and 12th in this sort of, they're not in the books, but there's other stuff written about
for
it.
Above 20 level play?
I would assume it would have to be, yes.
Is that what it is? I think I've heard of that. Yeah, I think I remember reading about that.
What's your highest level of spell slot, Bill? As a wizard right now?
Mine right now?
Yeah. Because I think Mia only has 4th level spell slots.
I think it's 5th level. I think I have 1 5th levels.
Dang, yeah.
9. I think you just got
Yeah,
fifth,
one
right?
1/5. Yeah, 1/5 level spell.
So, I just leveled up to 10, and I got a second 4th level spell slot, I believe, is what happened.
Right, but it's going to be...
I don't have right, fifth
different
yet.
progression, right, for the different classes, obviously, but...
Oh, yeah, I'm just like, sort of in my head comparing, like, how powerful 9th level is, and I never really realized what teleport was with Dreg. That's crazy.
Right. I didn't appreciate it just how high level teleport was either. I'd never really looked it up, I guess. But yeah, 9th level
all
spell
our vast D&D knowledge. I'm surprised I didn't.
I mean, you
remember.
think about what you're doing when you're teleporting. You and a party, pretty much anywhere you want to go, right? You can't get much more powerful than that.
Right. Well, if you imagine that your party's existing in a huge world with vast distances, and your wizard has been, to the other side of the map, and knows the place that they want to go, even though it's thousands of kilometers away theoretically, but they know that place very well. Like that's incredibly powerful to be able to...
But you know how your wizard got there in the first place? They rolled the dice on a table, they ended up there on accident, learned it really well.
Maybe.
And then now they got 2 locations.
Or they grew up there and then have been traveling for 40 years
and depending on the game world, like we've always say that Aspara is incredibly small. Like Aspara is kingdom scale. If you're looking in the DMG and it's giving you these different scales of real world building, it's kingdom versus then the next step would be continent, right? So our entire world is incredibly small scale.
Yeah.
So if you were in a world that had multiple continent sized maps, like the planet Earth, right? On that type of scale, there would be obviously more like huge cities and metropolises as far as fantasy goes, the equivalent of, and like these cities would also have like teleportation circles and all that stuff, right? That you could pay to use and that kind of shit.
Just gonna say we're with our high level characters, we're doing like looking at the strongholds and followers, and part of one of the things my wizard Digit's doing is creating a wizard tower to make a teleportation circle. Right. And it says to create a permanent teleportation circle, you must cast a spell in the same location every day for a year.
Whoa.
Okay,
So,
next 5e campaign.
You think about that you're going to have this long span of time that you're downtime.
Wow.
This is downtime play that Cleveland was talking about.
Yeah.
Let's do it. Sold.
So there you go. Let's just see if we can get to 17th level.
So we can't kill Izzy till she teaches me how to make the portals, okay?
Yeah, we just need to just hold off on killing Izzy for a little while longer until Shakara knows how to make
I
portals.
need to get a little more knowledge
Don't
out
tell
of her
Shaft
first.
and Falzarin the magic word to create a portal, or else you know what's going to happen.
Well, I mean, if they want to join the coven.
There's going to be a bunch of like misshapen, poorly functioning portals around that Falzarin has
Are
created.
boys allowed in the coven?
Yeah,
Well, Falzarin
it's
was
not
gonna
a
be.
girls' club.
Oh, true. That's true. Are you going to offer them membership again, like you offered Mia?
We'll see.
You don't want
Look,
Shaft in the coven.
I foresee that there's going to be a lot of loose ends that are just never going to get tied by the end of this campaign.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tie
And
them all.
The status of the coven and the living members thereof is probably potentially going to be one of them.
No.
That's what I foresee.
No, we leave it open because then, like, we could always do another campaign and come back to here for our one shot. To come back to Aspara with our Asparan characters, whoever's left alive, and do a one shot sometime
I
in the future.
just got Van Richter's Guide to Ravenloft today, and I was reading through it.
I saw that.
And there's a like a subclass. Is it a class or a race? I think it's a race that it offers. I forget what the name is, but it's an alternative of how hags are created. It's like the beginning of becoming a hag, potentially. It's a route to becoming a hag.
Huh.
And I was thinking like how cool it would be able to play Isabella as one of these before she became a hag. Like that'd be dope. That'd be so
tell
cool.
ya.
Yeah.
We need to do what I suggested, right?
Yeah,
For our
absolutely.
next campaign.
Yeah,
Go back 30 years.
Prequel in Aspara.
Yeah, I think it would be great.
Mind you, we have to go back further than 30 years.
Well, yeah. Well,
For
we
Izzy,
yeah,
yeah.
go back as far as you want. Yeah.
Right.
Let's
Yeah.
go back hundreds of years and then make the world bigger so we have teleportation
A
circles.
young Alamar.
I want to play Samuel.
Oh man.
Yeah. So, no, Mia, Shaft wouldn't join the coven, but Shaft's the person that the coven would hire.
You just called Elena Mia.
Oh, sorry, Mia. I was gonna say Mia. Mia. I was gonna say Mia.
Misa talk like a Jar Jar.
Your parents would hire Shaft to get a job done. So would the coven, or Bryn.
Yeah.
So no, I wouldn't join a club, but you can pay me to do things for you.
Be your little errand boy.
I wouldn't say that.
I
Hired gun.
would.
Sounds way cooler. Just call me the hired gun.
Guns in D&D just don't do the damage you want them to do. You gotta actually hit the target with the gun.
I guarantee you, if you can kill somebody.
Whoa,
true.
okay, hold on. That hasn't even
Spoilers.
released yet.
If you want to know what we're talking about.
It's coming.
It is not behind a paywall.
Oh, you're right. Oh, cut that. Sorry.
Oh, right, yeah, that's gonna be on our main
was my
feed.
my fault.
You could still give us $2 a month if you want. That's fine.
I had forgotten that
Oh, yeah, me too. Sorry.
that one shot's going to be on our main feed.
Yes. Speaking of, so that this is going to be Emily is running or has run us through a one shot again, and there are some recurring characters from the Clockwork Tower adventure that she DM'd for us. That's going to be releasing next, so I guess there's going to be a bit of a break from Aspara, which I think we're at a pretty decent spot to take a little bit of a breather, take a beat.
Yeah.
We got nothing in the can. We got a wide open road ahead.
That's true. We do need to play again and actually record.
We were on Zoom for 9
Holy hell,
hours.
that was a
Wow.
long Saturday. Yeah.
Yeah, it was.
It was a
Yeah.
long day.
But we didn't record for 9 hours.
Right.
Emily, give us peeks of what Happy Jack's going to bring with being really cryptic that makes them want more.
Well, there were hippos and snake people and mechanical beings and lots of things that you guys did not see, and balloons. Everybody loves balloons, right?
Everybody loves balloons.
Especially the red ones.
Everyone
Red
loves
ones were best.
Boy,
clowns.
I love them so much they make me.
And a mirror
Okay,
maze.
that's a little too spoilery.
Cut that out. That's too spoilery.
We just
Ruined
Gerald,
it.
don't cut it out. Just
I said
beep.
Bleep.
Just put
Yeah, I'm
beep
gonna
sound.
I
bleep.
said
Yeah, I'll-
cryptic.
That's much better.
Childhood fears and memories of our characters, you know.
Yeah.
All
Yeah.
good stuff. Stay tuned.
I really did like the incorporation of like we had to. M sent out a bunch of questions to us about our characters' backstory and different aspects of them, which then M incorporated into parts of the one shot, which was very cool. I thought that turned out really well.
Let's just have a quick live vote as the 5 members of the podcast right now. Who votes that before we use NPC character voices, we all have to vote that the voice is approved?
I don't agree. What's her name?
I vote.
What the hell's her name?
I vote.
Pippi.
I vote we don't hear Pippi's voice ever again.
I liked Pippi.
I gotta say, I fucking love playing Jock. Oh my god, I love that little goblin bastard.
I like
Holy
Jock.
fuck, I love that guy.
Yeah, Jack was pretty good.
This module, though, it did make me feel quite evil preparing for it, and
Which
and
is your
pulling all
wheelhouse,
your,
dude.
your memories and stuff.
It's your
into it, yeah.
wheelhouse. You love it. Don't act like you hate it.
What Emily's saying is it made her feel very comfortable. And like she was
She did
in
a
her
great
own
job.
skin.
Yeah. It's going to be multiple episodes. You guys will have a lot of fun. We'll have fun talking about it with you guys.
And we did have a guest. We had a guest PC.
We had a guest, yeah. I was
Yes,
about
we
to say.
did. Yeah.
So stay tuned to
That's
find out,
exciting.
figure out who it was.
Yeah.
Apparently, we're not saying.
We'll tell you everything that happened in the
Cryptic.
episode, but we're not going to tell you who the guest was.
His initials are AG. Figure it out. We didn't tweet about it or anything. We did.
No, it was great. Yeah, I had a really, really fun time.
Yeah, incredibly well done, Emily.
And
Good.
I
I'm glad you
think
guys
I
enjoyed
think
it.
our guest was fantastic as well. There was no amount
He
of
fit in with us.
getting comfortable
Oh, yeah.
for the first 15 minutes playing with each other or anything. It was just hit the ground running. It was great.
I felt more comfortable DMing this time, too. I was much more prepared.
Yeah, didn't you say you had like 13 pages of notes or something crazy?
17.
Holy mackerel!
Just 17.
That's wild.
And I ran through it with some others before you guys, so I got to do a
That
practice
sounds like
for it.
adequate preparation.
Just adequate.
Yeah.
Man, that's a lot.
You should see my notes for school. It's pretty... I take notes too. I get you. Well,
I think anything else coming up we want to announce?
Is all of End of the World released by the time
Yes,
this comes out?
It is. The last episode would have dropped the previous Thursday to this Monday release.
give us some feedback on End of the World, guys.
Yeah, that was a good time, but we talked a lot about that on the special after party,
We did.
which is
did.
behind the
We did, yeah.
paywall, so if you'd like to listen.
Right. Well, if you were able to listen to End of the World, you were able to listen to the Poe app. So.
Exactly.
Exactly.
I guess it's a moot point.
It made sense.
Yeah.
If you want to hear us play our own selves, it's terrifying.
And we're going to have to figure out the next one we're going to do too before
That's
too long.
true. Yeah, we'll have to. Come
Just
up-
announce it. We all want to play the same thing. We're playing.
No, we had to put up a poll. We said we were going to give the patrons the poll. We're putting the
frickin-
fucking poll up,
Right.
okay?
The poll is going to be Call of Cthulhu, Call of Cthulhu,
That's what we
Call
did
of
with
Cthulhu.
Paranoia.
A, B, or C.
We would never do anything like that
No,
twice.
not twice. That's right.
3 times, maybe, though.
You can't do it
Yeah.
3
The
times if
power
you don't
of
do
three.
it twice.
That's right.
That's what I'm saying. We're never doing it twice. We have to do it 3 times.
Yeah, just the
we
third
can't
time.
stop it, too.
The power of 3.
The power of
Three.
There you go.
It's gonna haunt my
Oh my
dreams. The
goodness.
power of 3.
You'll wake up and I'll be like whispering to you.
It creeped me out when I listened back and Shakara
It
was
is.
like, "The
It's
power of
intense.
3." I was like, ugh,
It was a good session.
Like I said, her wheelhouse, man.
she's evil.
I mean, that session was also a lot of it was off the cuff. So I think it turned out really great, which is good.
Yeah.
So you're backhanded.
Yeah, I'm
complimenting
giving myself a
yourself, patting
compliment.
your,
Like,
yeah.
fuck, I did a great job just off the cuff.
You did. You
But
did
I
do a
like
good-
always
good
say
job.
though, like that's easy to do when you're in your own world because you know your world. So like, it's not like these aren't things I
Yeah, you
haven't
prepare to
thought about
fight.
already.
You don't have 70 pages of notes. You write them afterwards and go, "Oh, what the fuck did I do?"
Exactly.
You prepare to fight. We didn't fight. We winged it. You pat your own back. Boom.
Yeah.
Bam.
Typical set of episodes.
Buttercup.
There There you go.
I think they were my favorite 4 yet.
Exactly. From a Twitch perspective, Emily and I finished up Robinson Crusoe, and we're probably not going to play that game again for many, many years.
Yeah, you guys, you were
Killed it.
starting to get more and more successful at the last handful of sessions, right?
The
I think
Mystery Tales were too
We beat
easy.
the whole Mystery Tales all the way through.
Yeah, it was
Yeah,
too
you
easy.
you beat it on easy mode.
Yeah.
Wimps.
Essentially, yeah. I mean, no, we could have made it easier for ourselves, but it was definitely not hard.
I will say we didn't hardly use anybody's freebie rolls or cards in that session
Yeah,
either.
nothing. We got lots of points stored up. Pick something hard for next time.
Yep. So
well, I was spending points like almost every time you guys streamed, so
yeah,
Those are not refundable. Sorry.
yeah, I want my money back. Give me my points.
so look forward to some things coming in a few weeks there, and then we got to get a tiny hut going sometime too. So
Yeah. We have we've reached out to a handful of folks who it's just been so busy
yeah.
that it hasn't happened, but it will happen.
Mm-hmm.
Do you and Em have ideas about what you might want to play next?
Yeah.
Yes, but we haven't agreed.
Okay, fair enough.
We have separate ideas. We need to
It's
come
not like
together.
that. It's not like character voices. We have to discuss it.
Yes.
Listen. It's now, we have to vote for character
No.
voices now. Yeah.
I vote we don't.
How come when I come up with character voices, Bill always vetoes me?
That's because you're married.
Says it's
You don't
offensive.
have to listen to me.
Apparently
when I
my
give an
voices are
opinion.
offensive.
Okay, but now we need to hear these voices.
Well, it's just like you could say Jacques is offensive.
What?
How dare you?
I
Who derf you?
I really don't think any Greek people are going to be that offended by.
No. It was Italian.
Oh,
Spanish.
wow!
Oh, that was
this
an
is awkward.
Italian accent, eh?
This is awkward.
All right, let's fucking get out of here, okay? Jeez.
all right. I've been John and Shaq.
Shut the door.
I've been Emily and Shakara.
I'm Elena. I play Mia.
I've been Bill and Faldrin.
And I'm Leland Steele. Happy adventure.
I'm
I am
recording.
recording. Check.
Oh,
Oh,
being
fucking
recorded.
loud. What the hell was that?
That is new.
that is new.
My options
Continue.
are continue or leave
This
meeting.
meeting is being recorded.
Dang.
Everyone's never
so,
done
More
that
stealth
before.
recording. I don't
Damn.
know.
so now everyone gets a heads up, so they know they're being recorded. Interesting.
Well,
For
that seems like a
blind
feature
people
that
that
should have
need-
been built into the original design of the
Right?
That's what I'm
Right?
saying. If they can't read the screen that says record, now they hear it.
Are you naked? Just checking.
That's what the voice
You're
says.
being recorded.
I'm not a cat.
If only the government did that every time they hacked our cell phones. You know?
Right?